Are digital repacks what's right or what's wrong with the hobby? Let's talk about it. Hello everybody, welcome back to the show. Arena Club, that's the first thing you think about when you're talking about what's called digital repacks. What a repack is, for those that are not initiated in the hobby, is basically you have cards that you've already pulled out of a pack, good or bad, that you repack into a package that you resell and try to make money off of it. Digital repacks are done through online, your computer or your phone, your mobile device. And it's fascinating because the way repacks work is you're basically trying to sell something in hopes of getting something. And then you usually are giving something that's not worth what you pay for. The repackers are the ones that make the most money. The consumer's the one that's losing money. But repacks have been around for many, many years in many, many forms. But just over the last 5 years since the pandemic, the digital repacks have picked up quite a bit. Courtyard.io is one. The one that stands out to everybody in the hobby is Arena Club. As you'll see here, it is a very fascinating little piece of business here. Because you'll notice Derek Jeter and numerous people in the hobby shill for Arena Club because they offer sponsorships. And quite frankly, those sponsorships pay a lot of money. So a lot of hobbyists who you might think once had integrity, all of a sudden decide, hey, we're going to just go ahead and sell this. And of course you got the eye candy, shilling for it too, which is even sadder, to be honest with you. But one of the things that we haven't really discussed, the Arena Club controversy. The Arena Club controversy most commonly refers to issues within the online sports card marketplace Arena Club and its controversial business model, particularly in its effect on customers and the hobby. Now, there's many key issues. Some of them include the high costs associated with their packs, which are digital repacks, the potential for them to profit from the same card multiple times by buying them back, and arguments over the long-term value proposition for consumers versus the hobby. So, there's a lot of controversy just in that statement alone. It's the fact that you can not only buy these packs from Arena Club, they'll buy them back at 90% comps. So, the thing is though, you're buying these packs in tiers, 25, 50, 100, 250, 500, and it goes up to $1,000. And if you select an option to where you get a 90% guaranteed buyback, you might pay $1,000 for a pack, and then you get maybe a Grail card or a card in particular that's worth $600. But they're going to pay it or buy it back for 90% of that. So you're not making money at all. And it's giving you the illusion that you're actually not losing that much money to begin with, when the reality is, if you spend enough money, you're going to lose a lot of it. But they have Grail cards that you can chase. Like a $100,000 Grail card you can pull. Ghost packs, different things that are just made to entice people to buy these packs. So the controversies I should say, is first its business model. Most critics argue that Arena Club's business model is designed so the company profits in the long run, even if customers can sometimes get their money back on a pack. So, yeah, you can buy a pack and you can hit your Grail card and everything will be fine, but at the end of the day, are you really winning? Because if it's gambling, we all know what happens. The house always wins. The whole aspect of this business model is that the company may purchase cards at market value and resell them in packs at a high markup, which could be a net loss for the customer if they get a low value card, which is what happens most of the time. I would say over 95% of the time. Because why would you create something if you can't make a profit off of it? So the biggest what I think is the biggest controversy is the buyback program. The ability to sell cards back to Arena Club is seen by some as an attractive feature. However, it can also be seen as a way for the company to repeatedly sell the same cards, making it a profitable venture for them while making the customer think they're breaking even. That's the big thing. That that is why I'll never take, if I ever get one, a sponsorship with Arena Club. Is because I don't think they're good for the hobby. I don't think they're good for anybody that's got a gambling addiction or an addictive personality. And I work with Collectors MD, and we address this a lot. And one of the biggest villains in the hobby, we consider one of the biggest villains in the hobby, is just digital repacks in general. But Arena Club is the mastermind of it. And the other thing, too, the insurance and odds, right? The company's insurance program and the statistical odds of a pack are designed to be in favor of Arena Club over time. Because why wouldn't it be? So customers are statistically more likely to lose money in the long run unless they get super lucky and pull a big card. That's just the way things go. My motto in investing, and I think it's really any investor's motto, is you have to spend money to make money. Otherwise, you're playing the lottery. So if you're spending $10,000 on Arena Club, you stand a better chance of probably making your money back long term than you would if you're just spending a couple $100 here, even $1,000 there. I'm not saying do that and try to make money doing it. I'm just saying that there's a better chance of you breaking even if you're spending big money. Because I think the algorithm notices if you're spending that kind of money, they want you to break even every once in a while, and they want you to keep spending that money. So the biggest thing, though, which is unanimous with everybody except me, I think the buyback program's the biggest, the lack of transparency. Some collectors have expressed concerns about the lack of transparency and how the company prices and manages its card inventory, which they argue is designed to favor the company's bottom line over the customer's interests. Well, yeah, that's... No company that does this kind of stuff has the customer's best interest in mind. No breaker has a customer's best interest in mind. They want to make money. They want to make a profit. And if you pull a good card, so be it. If you don't, well, it's not their problem. You're the one making the decision to buy the packs or buy into the breaks. But breaking, while it's bad, depending on who's the breaker and what they're breaking, digital repacks are the worst. You cannot make money long term with repacks. Eventually, the house will win. And Arena Club is the biggest villain in the hobby about this. And my biggest problem is with people like Jeff Wilson, for example, who shills this stuff constantly, pulls the packs constantly. And then you have, of all people, Teapot, who's his partner in crime, so to speak, using Courtyard.io and doing the same thing. It's a digital repack company. It's just so fascinating to me how this stuff works and how people do this. And I don't understand how hobbyists can do this and go, wow, this is a good thing for the hobby. Pac-Man, seems like a chill guy. Everyone, kind of likes his vibe and everything. The man spends hundreds of thousands of dollars on nonsense and just acts like it's no big deal. That is not how the hobby works, and that is not how money should work. It's just so fascinating to me how people seemingly just do this and don't bat an eyelash. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And if you like Arena Club, that's on you. You can spend your money however you want to. I'm not here to police you on how to spend your money. All I'm telling you is there's better ways to spend your money in this hobby. Much better ways. Arena Club and Courtyard.io is not one of them. And if you advertise or you have a sponsorship with Arena Club, I don't know if I trust your opinion very much. And there's some people in the hobby that I actually really like that have them as a sponsorship. And now it's left me skeptical. And I'm just one person. I'm nobody. But I like to think that I matter a little bit. I like to think I'm just like any other consumer that sees this kind of stuff. As degenerate as I am, and I admit I've used Arena Club a few times and I've broke even, which is why I quit. Because I've noticed it's gambling. Eventually you will lose your ass. So I got a couple of packs here and there. I got a couple of Shaquille O'Neal rookie cards here and there. And I quit while I was ahead. Because the last thing I need is to be overdrawn in my account, or to take out loans, or to go bankrupt, or to ask for a loan from a parent or from somebody because I'm a degenerate who has no self-control. The problem is Arena Club takes advantage of people like that. So does Courtyard.io. So does any digital repacks. They take advantage of the average Joe who just simply wants to get a card that they normally can't afford. Do better, Arena Club. And those that are sponsored by Arena Club, you also need to do better as well. I'm Collector Charles. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Arena Club and who sponsors it. And if you do have a sponsor, and if you're in the hobby, like Mike Geo from Sports Card Nonsense or Jeff Wilson, let me state your case. Why? Not that you owe me an explanation, but I would think that if you want to be transparent, you would at least give us some kind of inkling about why. Thanks for watching.